Love the look of the basket weave stitch, the texture it gives to your projects, but want to try another variation of that stitch? If that sounds like you, why not try the Mini Basketweave Stitch? It takes that classic basket weave stitch and puts it on a smaller scale. If you're ready to learn, I'm Rachel from Hope Corner Farm, and by day I'm a home ec teacher who teaches hundreds of students how to crochet. And let's grab a hook and some yarn, and we'll get crocheting. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos, and don't forget to give me some feedback on this video. Give me a like or a comment to let me know what I did well or things that I could improve upon. For the mini basket weave stitch, you're going to have to know how to complete a few different stitches. Now, I am going to show you how to complete these stitches, but if you need a little more detail on them, I'm going to include links to videos in the description below for slower tutorials for these stitches. You're going to have to know how to chain stitch. You're going to have to know how to double crochet stitch. You're going to have to know how to front post double crochet stitch, as well as how to back post double crochet stitch. I am also going to show the use of a stacked single crochet stitch. For today's tutorial, you're going to have to gather a few things. So first off, I personally am going to use the size J 6.0 millimeter crochet hook, as well as some size 4 medium weight yarn in this teal color. Use whatever works best for you. You also may need a pair of scissors if you turn this into a project and want to cut your project free from your yarn ball, and you would maybe need a yarn needle to weave in your ends at the end of your project. Today's crochet tutorial is written using US crochet terms. We are going to begin the mini basket weave stitch by chaining a multiple of 4. Any multiple of 4 will do, so I am going to chain 20. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So again, start by chaining a multiple of 4. For row 1, we are going to begin by working into the 3rd chain from the crochet hook. So 1, 2, and 3. I personally am going to work into the back bump of the chain, but you can work into the chain however you would like. There is no right or wrong way to work into the chain for this stitch. Into that 3rd chain from the crochet hook, we're going to work a double crochet stitch. So we yarn over, we insert into our chain, we yarn over, pull through the chain, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops to complete a regular double crochet stitch. I am going to work 1 double crochet stitch in each chain across this row. So I'm going to have all double crochet stitches for this row. So I'm going to keep working them until I get to the end of the row, 1 double crochet in each chain across. So I now have 1 chain remaining for the row, and just like the rest of the chains, I'm going to work a regular double crochet stitch into it to finish off row 1. So there is a completed row 1, all double crochet stitches. For row 2, there are 2 different ways that you could start this row. You could start by chaining 2 and then turning your work, and then you would work a regular double crochet in this very first stitch. One thing to note, this chain does not count in your stitch count, and you will not work into it when you get to the end of the row. You're just going to ignore it. The first stitch that you count for the row is this double crochet that you would work there. The other option is this. So the second option, you could stacked single crochet. So without chaining, you turn your work into that same first space. You would insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops to complete a single crochet stitch. Now to stack one on top of it, we're going to come and pick up just this leg only of that single crochet stitch. yarn over, pull through that stitch, then yarn over, pull through both to complete a stacked single crochet stitch. Now that stacked single crochet stitch is tall enough for a row of double crochets. The stacked single crochet is going to act as that first double crochet stitch, so either option works. No matter which option you choose, in the second stitch you're going to work another regular double crochet stitch. So we start our row with 2 regular double crochet stitches. We do that because it's going to give us a straighter and nicer edge on our project. Now we're going to get into the repeat for our row, and the repeat for the row is going to be worked across the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can even look at the tops, 1, 2, 3, and 4. For the repeat, you're going to work a front post double crochet around these very first 2 stitches. So around each of these double crochets, we're going to work a front post double crochet stitch. So to front post double crochet, we yarn over, we go down, behind, and pop up. That way we're isolating that double crochet stitch that we're working around, and that gives us a front post double crochet. We're going to yarn over, pull around that double crochet stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2 to complete a front post double crochet stitch. We're going to repeat that process around the next one. So we're going to work a front post double crochet around the next double crochet. Then around the next 2 stitches, we're going to work back post double crochets. So we yarn over, come from behind, pop up, and then go back. Now this time the double crochet is isolated on the back side of our work. We're going to yarn over, pull around that double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 to complete a back post double crochet stitch. We're going to repeat around the next double crochet. We're going to place a back post double crochet stitch. We're going to repeat that all the way across until we have 4 stitches remaining for our row. So we're going to front post double crochet twice. So here's 1 and 2. And then we're going to back post double crochet twice. And 2 back post double crochets. And then we repeat again. Front post double crochet twice. And then back post double crochet twice. Now, when you have 4 stitches remaining for your row, you're going to do something a little bit different. Now, I just want to point out that for row 2, it looks just a little bit different. It almost looks like you have 5, but we are going to ignore those skipped chains. They don't count in our stitch count, and we're going to pretend like they don't exist. We're going to work with these 4 double crochets right here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what we're going to do after we complete our last repeat is we're going to front post double crochet around these 2. So we're going to place a front post double crochet, and then another front post double crochet. And then in these 2 double crochets right here, we're just going to work regular double crochets. So 1 and 2, we're just going to work regular double crochets. So here is 1 regular double crochet, and here is a second regular double crochet stitch to end the row. For row 3, again, you can either chain 2, turn your work, and work a regular double crochet in that very first stitch. Again, the chain does not count in our stitch count. The first stitch we count is that double crochet right there. Or you can stacked single crochet to take the place of that. And that stacked single crochet counts as your first stitch and acts like a double crochet. Then in the next stitch, you're going to work a regular double crochet stitch. Now we're going to get into the repeat for our row, and the repeat for the row is worked across the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, you can look at the top, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the repeat for the row is as follows. Around the first 2 stitches, we're going to back post double crochet. So we're going to back post double crochet around this one, and then back post double crochet around this one. Then we're going to front post double crochet around the next two. So we front post double crochet and then front post double crochet. And that's the repeat for the row. So around the next four, we're going to do the same. Back post, front post, front post. So here's a back post double crochet and a back post double crochet. And then we're going to front post double crochet and front post double crochet. We're going to repeat that until yet again we have 4 stitches remaining for the row. So we'll keep repeating until there are 4 stitches left for this row. When you have 4 stitches remaining for the row, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to do the following. We're going to back post double crochet around these 2 stitches. So we're going to back post double crochet here and back post double crochet here. And then in the last 2 stitches, we're going to place regular double crochets. So again, we start and we end our rows with a set of regular double crochets because it gives a nicer edge to our work. And that completes row 3. Now we're ready for rows 4 and 5. Now rows 4 and 5 are separate from rows 2 and 3 because they are worked in the opposite order. So I'll show you what I mean. They look exactly like rows 2 and 3, but they're worked in opposite orders. So for row 4, you could start by chaining 2, turning your work, and working a double crochet in that first stitch. Or you could stack single crochet in that first stitch, just like the other rows we have completed. Now you need to work a regular double crochet in the next stitch. And the repeat for the row is exactly like the last row. So around these 4 stitches right here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to back post double crochet around the first 2 and then front post double crochet around each of the next 2. So we are now creating the woven look to it. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to work a back post double crochet around this stitch, and then a back post double crochet around this stitch. And then to finish off our repeat, we're going to work a front post double crochet around this stitch and a front post double crochet around that stitch. So we go 2 back post double crochets in a row followed by 2 front post double crochets in a row. Just like the previous rows, we're going to keep working that repeat, 2 back post double crochets followed by 2 front post double crochets until we have 4 stitches remaining for the row. So I'm going to keep working my repeat until I have 4 stitches remaining. So back post double crochet, so 2 back post double crochets and 2 front post double crochets. When you have 4 stitches remaining for the row, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to back post double crochet around these 2. So we're working a back post double crochet here, and then a back post double crochet right here. And then in the last 2 stitches, we're going to work regular double crochets. So here's 1 regular double crochet and 2 regular double crochets. And that completes row 4. Row 5 is our last new row that we're going to learn. So you could again either start by chaining 2, turning your work, and then working a regular double crochet in that first stitch. or you could stack single crochet in that first stitch. Again, either option works. In the next stitch, you're going to place a regular double crochet stitch. Now we're going to get into the repeat for our row. And just like the previous rows, it's worked across the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So around these first 2 stitches right here, we are going to front post double crochet. So we're going to yarn over and work our front post double crochet around the first one. And then we're going to work our front post double crochet around the next one. Then around the next 2 stitches, we're going to work back post double crochets. So here's one back post double crochet, and here is a second back post double crochet. We're going to keep repeating that until we have 4 stitches remaining. So front post double crochet twice, and then back post double crochet twice. And repeat. Front post double crochet, and then back post double crochet. When you have 4 stitches remaining for your row, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're going to front post double crochet around the first 2. So here's 1 and 2 front post double crochets. And then you're going to place regular double crochets in these last 2 stitches. So here is 1 regular double crochet stitch, and here's a second regular double crochet stitch. And that completes row 5. For the remainder of your project using the Mini Basketweave Stitch, you are going to alternate rows 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 until your project is as big as you would like it to be. As far as a finishing row goes, I don't do anything special, but I would recommend ending after a repeat of row 3 or row 5. That gets you the full height of your repeat for that row or the weave for that row. So right here, I've just ended after a row 5, so that's what it would look like here. After a row 3, this is what it would look like right here. So again, you want a full size set of your stitches, and it's 2 rows to get the height that you want here. So I would end after a row 3 or a row 5 repeat. So I just want to point out that this crochet stitch does look the same on both sides. So if you're concerned about your stitches looking the same on both sides of your project, this is a good one to choose because it indeed does look the same on both sides. And that's how to crochet the Mini Basketweave Stitch. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos. And if you're looking for another variation on the basket weave stitch, you could check out my tiny basket weave stitch tutorial right here. And I hope you have a wonderful day.